Hello, my name is Jay with Kick Foosball Tables. First off, I'd like to welcome you to the Kick family. Today I'll be showing you how to properly assemble your Kick 48-inch fantasy foosball table. I hope this instructional video is helpful. With no further delay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and open your box and take a look at your contents. Then go ahead and lay down each piece out onto your floor individually. If you are assembling your foosball table on a hard surface, I do recommend you lay down a large blanket or a large piece of cardboard. That way you don't damage your foosball table during the assembly process. Next, go ahead and match each part to what's inside your instruction manual. After sorting out all the parts in the box, and once you've matched each part to what's inside your instruction manual, if you notice any missing or damaged parts, please contact Kick customer support with pictures of your shipping label, the box itself, and the damaged part. Our contact information will be listed at the end of this video. Step 1 of this assembly, we'll be sliding our playing field P3 into the groove that you see here on side panels P1. First thing you want to make sure is that the ball entry hole is closer to the floor and that the graphics on your playing field are face down. For step 2 of this assembly, we'll be attaching our end panels P2 to both side panels P1. Now you just want to make sure that the ball entry hole on your end panel is faced closer to the floor and that you slide the playing field into the groove here on the end of your end panel. We will be securing our end panel using our H1 bolt and our H3 washer using our Allen wrench that was provided. We will be utilizing these two bottom holes to secure our side panels to our end panel. For step 3 of this assembly, we'll be attaching our support braces P6 to the bottom of our playing field in both side panels using our H6 nut and our H5 screws. What you want to make sure is when you are inserting your H6 nut is that you align the hole on the end of your support brace with the hole on the nut. You also want to make sure that this groove that you see here faces outwards so that if the hole on the nut's not straight, you can just use your flathead screwdriver to straighten out the hole. Just go ahead and insert that into your brace. After you've inserted all 4 of your H5 nuts into all your support braces, we can now attach our support braces to the bottom of our playing field in both side panels. You'll notice a small hole here on both of your side panels. You just want to go ahead and line up the hole on the brace to the hole on the side panel. Then insert your H5 screw. And tighten. After you've inserted both of your support braces, we move on the next step, step 4, in attaching our legs P4 and our crossbar P10 to our table using our H2 bolt and our H3 washer. One thing you want to make sure before attaching each leg is that you align the hole on the leg with the other hole on the other leg for your crossbar. Right, next, we'll apply our H3 washer to our H2 bolt and insert into the side panel into the leg. And then into the back panel. Now you want to make sure that you do not fully tighten your bolts at this time, and I will explain why in the next frame, the reason for that. Now the reason why I didn't have you fully tighten your legs was because I want you to have some wiggle room here so that we can insert our crossbar. Okay, once your crossbar is in place, go ahead and tighten all your bolts on your legs. Next, we'll be attaching our leg levelers, P9, to the bottom of each leg. You simply just want to go ahead and screw down your leg leveler all the way down to the bottom base of your leg. Now the purpose of these leg levelers is to stabilize your playing field during play, so that if one side is higher than the other, you can just unscrew a couple notches to even out your playing field. After you've inserted all of your leg levelers to the bottom base of all your legs, now we're on the next step in turning over our table. This is a two-person job, so you will need some assistance when turning over your table. What you want to make sure is that you don't rest the weight of the table on either of your legs. So you just want to make sure that you turn over the table in one swift, full motion so that all the legs hit the ground at the same time. Once you've had some assistance turning over your table, we now go to the next step, step 5, inserting all of our rods and attaching each player to each rod. The most important part of assembling your foosball table is making sure that all the rods are in the right position. What you want to make sure is that you add the right amount of players per holes in the rod. You also want to make sure that there's a hole on the correct side of the table where the handles will later go. Now before we insert all of our rods and attach each player to each rod, I'm going to show you an already assembled table and explain to you the differences between a one-man goalie and a three-man goalie setup. One-man goalie versus three-man goalie setup. Now with this table we have the option to have either a one-man goalie or a three-man goalie setup. Most beginners and some others prefer a three-man goalie setup because there's more defense around the goal, making it harder to score and giving the user more control over the field. If you're looking for a one-man goalie setup, except in having the other two players on the goalie rod, you replace them with the 4 black stop rings. You can optionally place the white field lining tape on both sides of the table to prevent any dead spots, if any at all. Be careful once you lay the tape down. It's hard to pick back up without leaving any smudges. Next, place the 4 green triangle corner ramps you received on each corner of the playing field. If you'd already applied the field lining tape, you can place the ramps on top of it if you ever want to switch back to a 3-man goalie setup. But if a one-man goalie setup is going to be your style of play, then cut the lining tape accordingly so that it does not go under the ramp, or don't install the lining tape at all. Finally, screw the 4 ramps in using the 4 screws that were provided, and cover the hole using the 4 green plugs. When attaching your players to your rods, you want to know that there's a bumper, a washer, then you want to add the correct amount of players per holes in the rod. Then add another washer. And another bumper. You want to complete by sliding through the second hole. Next, we'll be securing our players to each rod using our C6 bolt and our C7 nut. I'm going to go ahead and line up the back of the player to the hole in the rod. Insert your C7 nut into the back of the player. Turn the player around and insert your C6 bolt through the chest of the player. And then tighten. After you've inserted all of your rods and attached each player to each rod, we now move to the next step, step 6, in attaching our handles P6 using our H7 bolt. Just go ahead and line up your handle, the hole in the handle, to the hole in the rod. Insert your bolt and tighten. One quick note, these handles are really high quality. Most other companies use really cheap rubber slide-on handles. Also, these rods are semi-hollow, so they are durable enough to rough play, yet light enough to let the player have full control over the rod. If you need any rod lubricant, please contact Kick and we'll send you a free complimentary bottle. Next, we'll be attaching our rubber end caps P7 to the other end of the rod. Next, we'll be attaching our slide scorer P8 to our end panel using our H4 screw. You'll notice that there are two holes here that have been pre-scored. So we're going to line up your slide scorer over those holes. Insert your screw and tighten. Congratulations! We are now officially done assembling our Kick Fantasy 48-inch foosball table. You are now free to enjoy your table with your friends and family. I hope this instructional video was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please visit us at www.kickfoosballtables.com or email us at support@kickfoosballtables.com.